struggle, I'd say, maybe has helped us to overcome that. I know Brianna is just beginning her sharing journey with other people, as we are one of her first groups to speak to. So we're going to be very soul sister well behaved and encourage everything. Even if she tries to do dumb jokes like I do, you know, just to laugh and you might win a prize. Actually, I know you'll do way better than me, so don't worry about that. They are all paid to actually laugh at my jokes. Trying to really do a good heartfelt introduction for this poor woman that's about to talk in front of a group of people. Anyways, Brianna, I know you'll do fabulous. Welcome to Soul Sisters. So ladies, I'm just going to hook Brianna up with a microphone, and I'll let you guys tell the person on your right. If you're in the aisle, then you got to get up and find the person on your right. What's been your biggest challenge so far at the clinic? Okay? I know. Put you on the spot.
Personal transformation. These are two pictures of me when I started my journey. And this is me now. My transformation, that was not only a transformation of body, but it was a transformation of body, mind, and spirit for me. I started my weight loss journey in January 2008. It was one of those New Year's resolutions. How many people have done that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Pretty much everybody. But this time it was different for me. This time I had that picture of the bottom. It was taken at a Christmas party in 2007. And when I saw that picture, it was the first time that I actually really saw myself. And what I mean by that is, I never really thought I was that big. I knew that I had a weight problem. I couldn't really not know I was shopping at plus-size stores. But I didn't know it was that bad. And when I saw that picture, that was my aha moment. Because I realized, wow, you've got to do something to change your life. So this time, instead of it just being a New Year's resolution that I didn't do anything with, I made a decision. I decided that this time, I was going to change my life, and I was going to do it no matter how long it took me to do it. The only thing I knew was that I had to eat less and I had to move more. That was really, honestly, the only thing that I knew when I started my journey. So I started really slow. I wrote down everything that I ate. I tracked it online, and I kept within the calorie budget that the program told me to eat. I figure I couldn't go wrong there. I was eating less than I'd been eating before. And I started walking, because that's really all that I could do, being that heavy. I was 360 pounds in that photo. So the first thing I did was I started walking to work. A walk that today I can do easily in 20 minutes took me probably double that, and I had to rest in between. I couldn't even walk to work. But I didn't let that define me, and I just kept going. And inside of that, I started to prove to myself that I was actually capable of following through on my word, and following through on what I said I could do. And that meant more to me than anything, because I was really putting myself first for the first time in my life. After about 6 months of just walking and changing what I'd been eating, or reducing what I'd been eating, I lost about 60 pounds, and people started to notice. And I started to get compliments from people. Like, wow, you're doing so good, we're so proud of you. And it was such an encouragement to get those compliments. And on the other hand, the strange thing is, there were also people out there that were trying to sabotage my efforts. Not intentionally, they were people in my life. And I know that it wasn't intentional, but it was really, really hard to deal with, still being 300 pounds and having people try to sabotage me. You know, stuff like, you know, you can have a cookie, you've done so well, or why don't you skip your workout this week? Why don't you skip your workout tonight and come for coffee? Who's experienced that? Yeah. And at the time, like I said, it was really hard for me, and I didn't know how to deal with it except to just stay with what my word was, which was that I had made this commitment to follow through on what I said I was going to do, and I was doing it. When I look back at it now, I realize that those people weren't doing it to hurt me. They were doing it because they were scared to lose me, because I was changing so much that it was scary for them. And the only thing they knew was to pull me back to who they knew me to be. So if I can offer you one word of advice when it comes to people like that in your life, is to have some compassion for them and really understand where they're coming from. And maybe they're having a struggle of their own. How can you support them? How can you be their friend and let them be your friend in turn? So instead of being hurt by somebody asking you to skip your workout, why don't you invite them to come along? After about a year of staying the course, I lost just under 100 pounds in 1 year. And that was huge for me. I was under 300 pounds for the first time in probably 5 years. And I was, like I said, really proving that I was capable of being successful in this journey. But what happened next was a true test of my determination in this process. After a year, I hit a plateau. And I didn't just plateau for a few weeks. I plateaued for over a year. And I know why that is now, but at the time, I didn't realize what was going on. I knew I had lost nearly 100 pounds, and I knew I wasn't going to go backwards. I was never going to be that person again. And I knew that. So all I knew to do was to try new things. So in that year, I took on new things inside my fitness. So instead of just walking, I started going to the gym. I started trying new classes, I started swimming, and I enrolled my friends in coming with me. So just like I said with skipping a workout for coffee, I got them to come along with me. I even got them to come to boot camp with me at 5:30 in the morning. That takes a lot, trust me. So I tried new things. And after about a year, I was introduced to a new way of eating. So up to that point, all I had been doing was counting my calories and calorie restricting myself and moving my body, because that's all I knew. So I was introduced to a new way of eating called eating clean. And after it was explained to me, I thought, well, this is simple. How didn't I not know this? And all that it is feeding yourself nourishing foods. Lots of vegetables, lean proteins, fruits, whole grains. But it took away the need for me to count my calories, and instead I was just feeding the right foods to my body. I realize now 100 calories of cookies is a lot different than 100 calories of almonds. I think that's really obvious, but when you have no background in nutrition at all, and you kind of just figure things out for yourself, I actually didn't know that. So in learning this new way of eating, I was able to lose the rest of my weight in another year to get to the weight that I am now. I lost a total of 190 pounds over a past year. So changing what I ate really transformed my body. And inside of changing what I was eating, I also took on a whole new form of exercise. So I started doing a little bit of boot camp in the year that I had plateaued, but it wasn't very much. When I started eating clean, I also started doing a lot more boot camp, and I took on running, which I love. And I never thought that was something that would be possible for me. Somebody who couldn't even walk to work was going to run. That wasn't even in my realm of possibility. But that was something I wanted to take on. And in April 2011, I ran the TC 10K in 1 hour and 1 minute. October, I ran the Good Life half marathon. Another huge goal. Unfortunately, I injured myself at the half marathon, and it resulted in me not being able to run for another year. And only in the last few months have I been able to rehabilitate myself to the point that I started running again. And over the last year, I thought this really sucks. It kind of put me back to that place of being in that plateau. But looking at it now, I know that it was a huge blessing in disguise for me, because I had spent 4 years of my life really focused on transforming my body, but I had never focused on transforming what was here. And that's a big thing. When I started my weight loss journey, I was a size 28. When I graduated high school, I was a size 18. I grew up overweight. I knew nothing but being overweight. And what comes with that is reasons why. Nobody gets to be a size 28 by accident. So in this last year, I've really taken on looking at me and what's going on for me. Trust me, that person would not be up here today talking to you, let alone sharing anything with anybody else. I was a pretty secluded person. So I really took on my life. I found forgiveness with the people I needed to forgive. I had conversations with people I'd never had. And I shared with people that I never thought that I would share with before. I really did go from somebody who sat on the couch and had no friends to somebody who has a life that's filled and full of people that love me and care about me. And I get to come and do stuff like this and stand for people getting their health and knowing that it's possible to get their health. And that's what's important to me, and that's why I know that I was put on this earth to go through this journey and know that there's a purpose behind it. And having had such a huge transformation, I'm often asked by people, well, what would you give me as advice to start? What would you tell me? What's the biggest lessons that you learned? And for me, what I want to share with you is that, number one, you have to put yourself first. If you don't take care of who you are, and you don't take care of what you need, how are you ever going to be what you need to be for your kids, or for your husband, or for your sisters, or your brothers? How will you be the best you that you can be if you don't take on making sure that you're okay? So that's my first piece of advice. Second, build a support community. For you guys, you have all these people in this room who are here to cheer you on and here to make sure that you're successful on this journey. So don't be afraid to ask people for help. If you're struggling, reach out and ask for help. It doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you any less of a person, because we all struggle. And by sharing that, it gives you a sense of connection with people. And you'd be amazed what response that you'll get. And third, celebrate your accomplishments. You guys do amazing things. When I started this, I thought, I'll celebrate when I'm done. And I really thought that. And then I realized, about 6 months in, I probably will never be done. and I'm not. I'll never be done this journey. I'm on a journey to transform my health, and now I'm on a journey to stand here and transform other people's health. And that's what's important to me. So I know that I'll be on this journey forever. So inside of that, I make sure that I celebrate, that I take time to make sure that I'm taken care of. So those would be the 3 biggest lessons that I've learned on this journey. And I just want to take the time to really thank Nina for creating this community for you guys. I want to embrace that. It's such an amazing thing that you have here. And thank you so much for inviting me to come and share my story today.
You guys know the routine. team, but there is a pair of socks in here that looks like a piece of paper because I want you to pick your own. But Margot, where's Margot? Margot's waving down there. Margot, she's got to have a black matching blue shirt, like me, okay? Because then we have matching names and shirts. Matching shirts. We have matching names and shirts. Okay. But thank you. You're the best person we can have a motivation meeting.